Hey guys, Paul Burt, Backyard Engineering back again. I'm having myself a dig out and a clear out because it's just become unbearable and I need the space, and I can't believe the amount of space which I'm appearing at the moment. But I thought I'd show you what I've just unburied, because now that I've got it unburied I'm going to do something with it. So this is my 1974 Mark I Granada Coupe, or Coupe as they say in America. If I've got any American viewers, if I have, please like, comment. In fact, tell me where you're from. I don't think anybody's actually sort of like gone on my comments and said, hey, I'm watching you from Norway. Okay? This is a Mark I Granada 1974, and what I've done is I basically took a 1998 BMW 535i of the E39 flavour, and I basically chopped the top off the BMW and I chopped the bottom off the Granada, and I shortened the BMW chassis. I think it was only about 18mm, but you just do it all on the same. And then I used it for about 6 years, but unfortunately I pressed it into service too soon because she got all rusty crusty where she wasn't painted up inside the sills. I didn't protect it, so my fault, but it is what it is. So this rear quarter, as you can see, was just absolutely rusting out and rotten. Let's shove the flash on there. Yeah, she was just gone. So it's time to hack it back a little bit further, because this is the BMW which is actually rusted. That's not Ford. And when I built this, I had to add an extension onto the sill, and I've never been happy with that. A lot of people always say that's the Granada with the big sills. Unfortunately, that there is the actual floor of the BMW. So the only thing that I can do is just give that a little, maybe 45 degrees, just so there's a step line rather than a flush down. But yes, there's a video knocking around somewhere which I will see if I can download myself. It's on a buddy's YouTube, Black Sheep something or other. But I'll comment on that in the comments, and you can have a look at that. You might find this enjoyable. But when I originally built this, I had the 7-inch, the 7-spoke RS alloys off a Granada in 16-inch, and yeah, it looked okay, but it didn't look right. So when I made the wheels for this, I used the standard Ford Granada Ghia alloys, and I modified them into 16-inch the way that I normally do. But I basically had PC adapters on the rear, and I re-drilled the front hubs to the 5X112. But these wheels here, these are Opel Rekord, Opel Commodore, something along those lines. And they basically look exactly the same, well, near enough exactly the same. But these are 5X120, so they fit straight onto the BMW once I machined out the rear so it fit over the hub. But I think I've got, where's the wheel? I think I've got another inch which I can come out, and I can also go in about an inch as well, because I am so clear everything back there. So I've made these as 8 by 16, 16 by 8. But I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add an extra inch to the front. So if I'm adding an extra inch to the front, I might as well make these 17s. So I'm going to go 17 by 9, or maybe 17 by 10. I don't know yet. But the only difference between these and the Ford is the Ford has got a little raised section at the front where the cap sits on, and the valve hole is slightly different. I was going to go with this idea of I basically welded in, tapped a Schrader valve into there, and then I was going to drill a hole here to catch that hole. But I've decided against that now, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to machine that off, get that gone, and I'm just going to drill a hole the same as I've done here. Bish bash bosh. camera's probably going upside down, or I might drill through there and weld that one up, but that's next. So I thought, right, while I've got it dug out, I might as well find a sheet of steel and start making this rear quarter. So that is as far as I've got so far, which is just a basic measurement. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause this video. I'm just going to chuck this on its 2 screws so you can see where it's going from there. Pausing. And we're back. Right, so that's as far as I've got so far. I've just got the sheet of steel cut. Took a little relief out where the bumper is because that just fits in. But as you can see, she is the wrong shape, which is all good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this old arch off here and I'm just going to cut the return lip off. Use that as a template, so it basically starts there and I will template it at the rear. I'll draw around that, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fire up the smelter and I'm going to roll myself 2 blocks and I will machine those up so I've got a positive and negative, and I can run that through on my homemade bead roller. Hey, she's a beast. Way too much flex in it, but it does what I want it to do. All I've basically done is I've got a winch motor in the rear. This was one of those cheap, I think it was about £85 bead roller, so that's given me the roll sets, all the dies. It's given me the gears for the rear and the gear blocks. But the beauty about this one is what I've got. I haven't built it yet, but I've got an English wheel top roller, and the way that I've made this is I've modified it so basically this jacks up into place, bolts in for that, so I can move my top and bottom one. So I've got adjustment at the top and I've got adjustment at the bottom, which allows me to get more in. So all I basically do is I disconnect this shaft to allow that to be free rolling, and I will have the bottom roller on there, and I can set it to wherever it is, and I can also use this as an English wheel. So once I've got the arch rolled, then I will give it a little bit of wheeling at the center section there, and then I'm just going to basically shrink it along the top, and that should bring it in. You've got a small curve there which carries on to the wheel arch and then goes across to the back. So I will get that all with the bead roller in one go. That will allow that to come in, and then we've basically got a sharp fold there, which brings that down about 30 degrees. But yes, back to the clearing out. I've got to find a place for all this crap. A lot of it is just getting chucked in there and stored, and a lot of it will be getting chucked in here and stored. And I got a van outside, which a lot of it will be chucked in there and stored. And then I've just got to empty out the back of that F1 and start finishing that off. Get it all out of the way, get that one gone. Then back to me again. Hey! Then I've got my Triumph Dolomite to do, I've got my pickup to do, my old man's Maxi's driving like a pile of turd, so I've got that to do. Yes, loads and little. Layers dudes, like, share and subscribe. Oh, and tell me where you're from. Just poke it in the comments, say, hi, I watch your videos, I'm in Norway, Australia, America, Bristol, Govan, doesn't matter. Layers dudes.